That doesn't seem to work. That's fine. This is just like Half-Life. Look at these. I'm gonna go in a stealth approach here. As Pickle Rick always do. This is so fun. I can roll too, just like Dark Souls. They don't seem to hit back. This is the hardcore adrenaline rush that I want from video games. Truly inspirational. I've always wanted to be Pickle Rick because he always goes, "I'm Pickle Rick!" So now I know what that feels like. I'm dead. And they're right. Alright, we got a great sword. Now let's mess these boys up. Look at that! Just like Pickle Rick. Whoa, look at that zombies! Crazy! Knock them out. Thug life, am I right? The sword is going through my head. Wonderful. I'm so glad that Adult Swim and the team of Rick and Morty really put the time and effort to make a decent game and not just live off the meme, live off the franchise. This is really what gamers want. There's a checkpoint here for some reason. I think we're ready for this bad boy. This is Pickle Rick! I was trying to... This is Sparta him, but... Maybe we can do a jump attack on this guy? I think we did it.
30 seconds.
This does feel a lot like Dark Souls. You can't argue against that. Here we are now in the second level, which we do recognize from Rick and Morty itself. You have experienced a shipwreck, just like Pickle Rick. I mean Rick and Morty. Find necessary tools or working ship to escape this planet. Just like Rick and Morty. This game is on Steam. We got a lightsaber katana, everyone. Excellent. Wonderful. And all these Dark Souls clones that come out, it's a shame. They should have just made this and not even bother. We're fighting cyborgs now, just like Rick and Morty. Looks like we're about to face some more enemies. Is the music not looping? It's not looping, is it? It's not looping. It just stops. The music just stops. Which sends a deeper meaning on how things just doesn't go on forever. Everything has a time set of things, okay? I'm a Rick and Morty fan, so you would only understand if you... There we go. We killed another one of the cyborgs. Now we're gonna continue our quest here. I am having the time of my life. There's no other game I would rather play right now. This is it, guys. This is this is officially... Oh wow, that looks like a lot of enemies. Oh wow, this is gonna be a tough one for Pickle Rick. I wish we had a save for once. They fucking put them everywhere. Oh, I insta-died. Man, that's tough, man. Okay. It's a challenge game. You know, the developers didn't want it to be easy, which I can respect. You know? And I lose my weapon apparently if I respawn. All right, we're gonna do a new approach here. Since we don't have any weapon, because it just doesn't load your weapon, we're gonna do a new approach called "You Only Live Once on Once," and it seems to be working just fine. Oh wow, that was quite the threat that we had there. Let's continue. Wow, we beat the level. What level is going to present itself next? My god. Okay. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Your teleport has broken, but you really need to return back to your own dimension. I like how the game tells me that. Find right equipment and make sure that you can leave. Okay, alright, okay. Are you an enemy or...
Hey buddy, you need a ride?
No, I'm not gonna buy it. Look at checkpoint. Right away. This happens in Dark Souls 2. You try and hit the goddamn monster, but you keep hitting that fucking doorway, and it's so annoying. This is just like Dark Souls, which I really appreciate. Look, you tell me this is not like Dark Souls. Okay? You tell me. Oh my god. Could you be wandering aimlessly into an empty map? Or are you going in the right path? You know, that's the questions you ask yourself while playing this game. It sort of makes you reflect on life as well. Are you wandering aimlessly, or are you on the right path in life? And is that lens flare going to fucking fuck off? So annoying. These stairs are very well designed for Pickle Rick. They're so well designed that it's truly an intellectual challenge to enter these stairs. Why would I walk up the stairs, you might ask yourself. I mean, the graphics is some of the best we've ever seen. Okay, let's see if we can do a stealth kill, just like Dark Souls. You gotta hit him. Doesn't matter, because we are Pickle Rick. I wish his lens flare would just go away. It's so annoying. Wow, look at that. Pickle Rick has his interdimensional rock walking through spell, which is great. This game makes me question life and why I'm living it. Oh great, we have 2 lens flares now. Fantastic. This game made by J.J. Abrams. Stop with the lens flare, my god. Oh wow, triple lens flare. We peaked. Literally, if you beat this game, it takes 200 plus IQ at least. At least. I need to prove that I'm not just some fake Rick and Morty fan. Come on, people. There it is. Just as I remember it. My god, finish. Look at, oh wow. Oh, the sweet euphoria. This is it for now, but we are planning on adding more levels. Are you kidding? You're joking. Best game of all time. Pickle Rick, everybody. That was incredible. I am so glad, and aren't you glad too?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today, we're back with another League of Legends video, where today, we have a gameplay video for you guys, where today we're going to just chill. I'm saying today a lot. We're going to chill a little bit, relax, have a bit of a fun gameplay video, playing some Teemo top lane, probably, if we get top lane, and discuss a little bit this weird end of the season moment. The end of the season and preseason is like this really weird Twilight Zone-y kind of area where nothing really matters, and it kind of feels like there's not that much to do, so we're going to discuss that a little bit today. But before we do that, this video is a sponsored video by ProGuides.com, who are totally paying my bills for this month because I totally didn't make any videos for the first half of October, being sick for 2.5 weeks. ProGuides, of course, is a great website that you guys can use for a number of different resources that aim to improve your gameplay and help you get a little bit better at League of Legends, which, if you guys would like to check them out while also supporting me, there will be a link in the description down below. But anyway, here we go. Teemo top lane going up against a Maokai with an Evelynn jungle. This should be a pretty fun game. It's always a fun game when you play Teemo. Wait for it. Are you kidding me? What are you doing, dude? Come on, Maokai. Maokai, you ruined my plan, and you didn't even stop you son of a bitch. But anyway, as I said, today we're playing Flex Queue, which sort of fits into the theme of what we're talking about, which is what you should do at this really weird part of the season where the season ends, and you have preseason coming up, and right now, there's not that much incentive to play ranked or do much at all in League of Legends. Like, unless you're Silver 1 and you have a shot of getting gold, then there really isn't that much that you can do. You just kind of sit around. You could play ranked, and okay, you're not going to be moving much. The season's going to be resetting anyway, and you're probably not going to be changing your rating in a way that affects your end of season rewards. Oh, here we go. Best time to harass. Oh, don't take tower shots. Teemo is legit the most fun champion in the game. Look at this. He has 4 CS right now. 4 minutes in, 1 CS a minute. I don't know about you guys, but I remember, I mean, maybe it's just because I've gone through so many of these playing so long, but this part of the season is just so boring for me most of the time because there's nothing to do, and particularly for people that, you know, just play League of Legends or ranked and don't have any friends to play with. it just seems like there's nothing to do, really. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what my goals are for the new season and how I sort of want to try and maybe use the preseason and end of season this time to prepare for them. Currently, I've been playing a lot of flex queue, and I'll switch over to solo duo when the season ends and I'm a little more confident. Just playing a lot of flex queue to learn new champions, which is one of the reasons we're playing team mode. You have all these games that don't really matter because, you know, rank just gets reset, and preseason games, they kind of affect your placement matches, but not really. But ranked is still the best place for you to play and learn and improve when you're, you know, when you're playing in ranked and you're going up against players who are at least as good, if not better than you. That's the best opportunity that you have to get better at the game, is when you're playing against good players that are going to expose your weaknesses. So I'm going to try and use the opportunity for the games not really mattering to kind of just see if I can fiddle around with some other champions and start figuring out some things that I want to do for like the kinds of champions I'll play ranked next season. This season I have like 920 Aurelia games, which is way too much. This is improper grammar. Way too much you use when you have an uncountable noun. Way too much fear, way too much emotion. You use too many when you're talking about something that you can count. Way too many credit cards, way too many games. I'm such an idiot! I think I have 920 Aurelia games and 600 games of every other champion. I have definitely been one-tricking Aurelia way too hard. He's not gonna go for this. God damn it, I want to kill. We're 8 minutes in and I don't have a kill yet, but we are 60 CS to his 20, so that's a pretty big lead. Go for it. Oh, hello. God damn it. Like, one thing I still believe that you guys kind of made fun of me for stopping playing Teemo, but I still believe there are a number of champions that you can play that will help you get better at other aspects of the game that you might not be the best at. Like Teemo, you know, you're going to get camped the shit out of when you play Teemo. You're going to be harassing your opponent nonstop, and you're not really going to have any opportunity if you're a good harasser to, like, show that off. If you have good mechanics or something, you can't really show that off too well when you're playing Teemo. Playing Teemo successfully is almost entirely about map awareness and making sure that you survive any ganks that come your way, or at least dodge as many of them as possible. That's something that I'm really bad at. Case in point. So grinding out some Teemo games is probably going to help me a lot, and if I'm doing that up against players that are going to expose that weakness that I have playing in ranked, then that's going to be an awesome opportunity to do so. Similarly, I just want to try and learn some other champions and develop mechanics that will be kind of universal. I want to stop one-tricking Aurelia. I kind of said in an older video that I think Aurelia kind of develops habits that, you know, they help you play Aurelia well, but they don't really translate that well to helping you play other champions too well. There aren't too many other champions that fit very similarly to Aurelia. It's similar to Singed, right? If you know how to play Singed, Singed is so unusual and weird and kind of goofy that that's not going to help you play anyone else in the game. Just there's no one else that you play like Singed. So really working on my mechanics and trying to develop strategies and being able to play better on... What are you doing? Evelyn has to be up here. Doing all that kind of stuff is something that's kind of important to me and something I really want to focus on now. Another thing I really want to focus on next season is the quality of my games over the quantity of them. 1,500 solo queue games. I did not need that large of a sample size to get to my true elo rating or whatever. By playing so many games, I think I really did kind of just ignore some of the bad habits that I developed. Or developing bad habits, like not paying enough attention to the minimap and not paying enough attention to when I'm getting ganked, and allowing the enemy jungler to have too much influence over my lane by not warding properly and all that kind of stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, and also figuring out how to carry my teammates when they give Katarina a quadra kill. So anyway, that's what I'm really trying to focus on myself, and I'm trying to use this preseason opportunity, end of season opportunity, to really see if I can develop some good habits and make myself an overall better player, even if it's not going to show in my rating for a couple of months. I do have a few more goals for the next season that I really want to see if I can pull off. Like, I want to focus on trying to get hard stuck in mid diamond instead of low diamond. Like, that's the first goal, is trying to make it so we're hard stuck diamond 3, maybe diamond 3, diamond 2, and then hopefully hard stuck diamond 1 eventually one day. I do think I actually made a lot of improvements after the coaching, especially, that I just need to refocus on those elements of my gameplay that I know are issues now, rather than grinding out games non-stop. I just kind of stopped playing and focused a little too much on videos, I think, towards the end of the season. And also another little goal I have is I want to have a better looking OPGG. I want to have like a 60% win rate or above on 3 champions or so that I have at least 50 games with. I think I only have 1 close to 2 with Camille and almost Yorick right now. No, you fucking bitch, get out of here. Okay. Oh, map awareness. Work on that. Again, map awareness. Work on that. That's why we're playing Teemo. I should have recalled the revenue. Okay, enough talking. Let's focus on winning this game. I still want to win these games, even if they are only flex queue. Exciting Teemo gameplay right here. We still have a pretty massive CS lead. Doubling his CS at the 20-minute mark is kind of significant, and I guess that's another thing I need to be a little bit more happy with, is getting gold leads without just trying to go for crazy stupid kills. Oh my god, this is going to be the most boring gameplay video that I've ever uploaded, ever! Not to say that any of my videos aren't boring. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. I have to be at least dealing damage, right? It's like, I hope I'm doing something on the damage chart. God damn it, everyone. Oh. Oh, I need to be using my shit on her. Uh-oh. I blinded her. I blinded her, which totally helped our team kill her, right? Forgot to do stuff like place down streams, though. I need to work on these things. This is what we're trying to do this season, this preseason, this nothing season. Are they going for Baron? They can go for Baron probably after they kill Warwick. And, although they don't have Evelyn. I've teleported. Can I take this down first? Oh, wrong one. You idiot. You big dumb idiot. Oh my god. No! Oh, she knows. Hopefully by the time the season starts, the real season starts, we can get rid of all these god-awful mistakes. And I'd advise you guys use the opportunity to do the same. Because, oh my goodness, we all have issues like this. Not as big as mine, probably. Why would you do that? Oh, I have the blind. Yeah, boom, got a kill. Being useful. Got a double buff. All right, someone 1v1. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Saw you down here, Katarina, running into mushrooms. Where are you? Can't get away from the frozen mallet and the fucking shit. Or maybe you can. Can you? Get back here, you fucker. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Dude, Teemo is just the worst. I am the worst for playing it. Did you finish that? Okay. This game was kind of awful, and I played it kind of awful, but it was still a pretty nice learning experience, and I think that's what the preseason is for, is just, you know, preseason, end of season, use the opportunity to keep playing ranked and have some learning experiences. You fucking cheater! You cheater, goddammit, you fucking bitch! Teemo is the best here. Teemo is just like such a joy. Got her. Got her. Boom. Oh, getting a kind of close to positive KDA now. And we are going to totally carry this game. We're totally carrying our team to a win. I mean, without all those towers, what could we possibly do? I'm curious about the damage charts. I actually am curious. I think I probably did a fair amount this game. Oh. Careful. Here we go. Got her. And... dude. Teemo is just the best. Maybe I'll one-trick Teemo if Rai ruins Aurelia. That's what we'll do. We'll just turn into a Teemo one-trick, and life will be so amazing. We get the win with a 3-7-11 score, but I totally did damage that game. But we had the most damage in the game. See, I told you, we were doing way more than what it looked like. We also had the most damage to towers by a huge margin, so having an impact on the game. That's what we want to start working on doing better, and hopefully, hey, we got a lot of honor too. Thank you, teammate. Hopefully I can use my preseason effectively. I hope you guys can too. I hope you enjoyed this video as well, even if it was a little bit boring. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with a much better video. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. Down here. But which way is down? And how much does down weigh? Well, down weighs about 1/100 of a gram per cubic centimeter. It is light and airy, which makes it a great source of insulation and buoyancy for water birds. But if you let go of down, it falls down. So that's which way down is. It's the direction gravity is pulling everything in. Now, for someone on the other side of the Earth, my down is their up. But where are falling things going? Why do things fall? Are they being pushed or pulled? Or is it because of time travel? First things first, let's turn the sun into a black hole. We can do that using Universe Sandbox 2. This simulator will blow your mind. I love it. In fact, I love it so much, I put a code to get the game for free in the current Curiosity. If you're not subscribed to the box yet, you're missing out. Okay, look, for the purposes of this video, we want the solar system. And here it is. Notice that everything's moving pretty quickly around the sun. That's because we currently have the game set so that every second that passes for us is 14 days almost in the game. If I change this to 1 second, we're looking at the solar system in real time. You'll notice that it almost looks like it's frozen. Even though the Earth is traveling around the sun at about 30 kilometers per second, it barely appears to be moving. That is how vast space is. Anyway, let's go back to 14 days. I like that motion. Now look at the sun. It is not currently a black hole, but we can change that. What we need to do is compress the sun. So let's lock its mass so that it doesn't change while we make its radius smaller. Let's make its radius as small as we can. And, oh, where'd it go? Well, it's still there, it's just become a black hole. Pretty spooky. Now, let's look at the rest of the solar system. Alright, zoom out, and, nothing's changed. I mean, something's changed. It's colder and darker, but nothing's flying off into space and getting sucked in. You see, by shrinking the sun, we didn't change the direction of down for the planets. They're always being pulled by gravity towards its middle, and making it smaller didn't move where the middle was. But also, the strength of that force pulling them to the middle of the sun stayed the same. That gives us a clue as to what down is. The clue is the other thing we didn't change. Mass. Mass is a measure of how hard it is to accelerate something, to change its motion. Now right now, these two balls have zero motion relative to me. Slapping around this hollow plastic ball is pretty easy. But doing the same to this solid steel ball is a lot harder. Now gravity and weight have nothing to do with this. Gravity acts downward, not against my horizontal slapping. Of course, gravity does contribute to friction, but friction works against me when I start moving the ball, but works with me when I stop the ball. And the steel ball is harder to stop than the plastic ball. The difference is mass. The steel ball is more massive, it's more resistant to having its motion changed. Mass is an intrinsic property. It does not depend on what's around or change from place to place. It can sometimes be thought of as the amount of matter something has. Your mass is the same regardless of where you are. On the moon, on Earth, in the middle of intergalactic space floating around. But all of this said, mass does seem to care about what's around. Mass loves company. Things with mass and or energy are attracted together by a force that we call gravity. The feeling of gravity is just you and the Earth being attracted to one another. Now, every portion of an object with mass attracts other portions towards it. The average of all this pulling is an attraction between centers of mass. Giant things like Earth exert an obvious pull, but everything else, even a baseball. These two baseballs are attracted together by their own gravities. Except their masses are so small, the force is minuscule, and it can't overcome friction or push air out of the way. They're never going to come together. But if you put two baseballs 1 meter apart in the middle of empty space where no other forces could act on them, they would literally fall together and collide. It would take 3 days to happen, but it would. Isaac Newton found that the strength of the force bringing two things together is equal to the product of their masses divided by the distance between their centers of mass squared times big G, the gravitational constant. If you make one of two objects more massive or move them closer together, the force will be stronger. And this force of attraction is what we call weight. So mass is intrinsic, whereas weight depends on what's around. Now, a weird thing happens when you weigh yourself on most scales. Weight is a force, but scales display pounds or kilograms, which are units of mass. What's going on is that a scale is activated by a force. Any force, it doesn't have to be caused by gravity. The scale then displays what amount of mass near the surface of the Earth would be attracted to the Earth with the force it's detecting. Now, since scales tend to be used on the surface of the Earth by people on which the only force acting is gravity, they tend to not be very far off, but they can be easily tricked. And they further lead to the confusion between mass and weight. Notice that weight is mutual. You are pulled down by Earth with the same force that you pull up on Earth. According to a scale, I weigh 180 pounds on Earth. And the Earth weighs 180 pounds on me. But because the Earth's mass is so much greater than my own, and because the more massive something is, the more it resists being moved, our equal and opposite weight forces accelerate me a lot more than the Earth. If you drop a pencil from a height of 6 feet, the pencil doesn't just fall to the Earth. More precisely, they both come together. They're attracted to each other by equal forces, but the same force moves the pencil a lot more than the Earth. When you let go of the pencil, the Earth is literally pulled up to the pencil by the pencil's own gravity, a distance equal to about 9 trillionths the width of a proton. That same force moves the pencil the remaining distance, which is still pretty much 6 feet. At the height of the International Space Station's orbit, you and Earth are attracted about 10% less than when you're on the surface, about 8.8 times your mass, but not zero. For this reason, weightless astronauts in zero gravity are neither weightless nor in zero gravity. Their weight force fails to bring them and Earth together because they move horizontally so quickly that they fall just as fast as Earth's surface curves away from them. And even though they're experiencing 90% of the gravity you and I are feeling right now, that's why they don't just fly away, there are no forces, called G-forces, to resist their weight, since everything around them is falling too. It's resistance to your weight force, stress, deformation, that is needed for you to feel weight. What astronauts in orbit actually lack is apparent weight. Likewise, a helium balloon has weight. I mean, it's made out of matter. It clearly has mass, so it's attracted to the Earth. Let's try to measure its weight force. Okay, it has negative apparent weight. That's because its attraction to the Earth is weaker than the buoyant forces from the air around it that push it up. Now, while it moves up, it pushes air molecules down, but they transfer that force widely, not just directly down onto the scale. Buoyant forces are caused by the fact that whenever you are immersed in a fluid, like water or air, molecules lower down are at greater pressure. They're being pressed by the weight of all the molecules above them and are closer to Earth, so they're pulled to a stronger force. Now, having greater pressure means they pack a bigger punch when they collide with things. So, horizontally, those collisions cancel out. But vertically, the stronger collisions from below win out, providing lift, a buoyant force. Now, this even happens on your own body. Across its surface area, air lifts you with a force of about 1 newton, which is equal to the weight force of an apple. So if you weighed yourself in a vacuum, you would weigh about this much more. But that's not all. Earth's spin causes it to bulge or deflate, so the closer you are to it, the further you are from Earth's center of mass, and the less your actual gravitational weight will be. Down is always changing. I mean, where is Earth's center of mass? It would always be the same as Earth's geometric mode if Earth's composition was uniform. But Earth contains pockets of massive rock at different depths. Water, mountains. It's got moving, changing insides and air and seasonal ice. And though they're far away, gravity extends forever from everything. So the moon, the sun, the planets, all of them pull on you negligibly, but truly. You weigh about 1/1,000,000th of your weight less when the moon is directly above you. This chunky, shifting, balanced material on Earth and everywhere else in the universe means that down is always changing. On top of that, Earth's spin skews what you consider the direction of down away from its center of mass, because the push you get from Earth's spin seems to slightly lift you, reducing your apparent weight and bending down towards the equator. The net result is an apparent weight reduction at the equator of about 0.5%. If a scale guesses your mass must be 200 pounds at the poles, it'll guess that you're 199 at the equator. The 9.8 multiplier used so often in physics is calculated based on how these factors affect someone at 45 degrees latitude. All of these influences on the direction of down result in a total vertical deflection that's only ever at most a few arc seconds anywhere on Earth. That's not enough to be felt, but changes in direction and strength can be used to study the shape of the seafloor, determine what's under you, or even help you discover ancient buried rooms. Point is, all of our downs aren't a bunch of radially symmetric lines. Down is an uncombed mess. Now, since solids don't flow, they can have shapes that don't pay much mind to. But water can. So, ignoring influences like wind and tides, the surface of oceans and lakes and puddles is always perpendicular to down. If water could pass through land, or if Earth were submerged in water, gravity would be the same everywhere along its bumpy surface. Such a surface is called a geoid and can be drawn at any altitude. If you wanted to build a table that completely enclosed the Earth, it would have to have rolling undulations, nearly 100 meters at some points, in order to be level, so that a ball placed anywhere on it wouldn't roll. Here is Earth's geoid exaggerated 1,000 times. You'd weigh about 100% less, a few grams, here than you would say here, where gravity is a bit stronger. Point is, the strength and direction of down is variable by location and changes over time. So, down is a fluctuating vector. Easy enough. Except, why should matter attract matter in the first place? Isaac Newton was able to describe attraction, but not explain it. Humanity got closer, however, when Albert Einstein introduced his general theory of relativity. Einstein thought a lot about the fact that everything falls to the ground at the same rate. No matter how massive something is, when dropped, it will accelerate towards the Earth and down, gaining about 9.8 meters per second for every second that it falls. That means that a hammer, that's quite massive, and a not-so-massive feather, when dropped from the same height, will hit the ground at the same time. Okay, what just happened was an error. In order to fall through air, a thing has to push air out of the way. But if it has a large surface area and a low weight force, it will have a lot of air to move, but won't be able to move that air very quickly. In a vacuum, things do fall at the same rate regardless of mass. This was famously demonstrated by Apollo 15 Commander David Scott on the moon.
And I'll drop the two up here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground and ain't nothing. How about that?
That's weird, right? I mean, if a more massive object is pulled with a greater force, shouldn't it fall faster? Well, Newton's explanation is simple. Larger masses are attracted with greater forces, but will also require more force to be accelerated the same as a less massive thing. Something 100 times more massive might require 100 times the force, but it will be pulled by gravity 100 times more. So everything falls to Earth at the same rate. What a fun coincidence, right? Maybe not. Einstein realized that there's another way for things to appear to fall together regardless of their masses. Imagine a feather and a hammer floating in space, in a room. If the room is suddenly accelerated up at 9.8 meters per second squared, the feather and the hammer will hit the floor at the same time. Furthermore, whether it's the room coming up to meet them